to start the video. It's always blue in this room now. It's my favourite colour. Green's actually my favourite colour, but I like the blue, neon blue lights in here. So that's the most random start as a video I can do. So yeah. Hello, I'm Steve Mason and welcome to Is That Food? Here's a great start of the video. This t-shirt I've been wearing all day. Wore it in Once Warriors. And I was thinking, oh Chris, I don't want to wear it because of Once Warriors. But I'm sure I want my Freddy as well, the Freddy review. Just me being lazy. Do I have another t-shirt? Okay, hello, I'm Steve Mason and this is a review rant for Escape Plan 2 that came out this year, sorry. Now, first off, it's a very misleading cover. Bringing Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger together with Bruce Willis and the Expendables had the Expendables IMDb back in the day, like, oh my god. And we got a couple of minutes. One scene, triple threat, the icons in one room. We got the big payoff in Expendables 2 when they're all kicking up and kicking off in the airport. Mrs. Van Damme and Scott Atkins, you know what I mean? It's just like one of the best action sequences ever. It's just like a wet dream. Now, although Expendables 3 got a bit of Slater, a bit Slayton, should have had Christian Slater in. He'd been a good espionage, you know. Bring Christian Slater, Nicolas Cage, John Travolta, bring in that kind of John Woo. Let John Woo direct Expendables 4. Make it 18, sold. But the idea of Schwarzenegger and Stallone finally working together after decades of just being friends but never on camera together. It was always like Schwarzenegger doesn't want to do Dread because he doesn't want to keep the helmet on. Right, Stallone doesn't want to do Dread because he doesn't want to keep the helmet on. Let Stallone take the helmet off. Maybe just find somebody else like Carl Urban 10 years beforehand and give Dread his credit. Kind of stuff going on. But that's it. It was always like Stallone, Schwarzenegger, Van Damme, Stallone, Seagal, picking up all these action films. But the idea of having Stallone and Schwarzenegger in one movie was very appealing. Now, originally called The Tomb, the idea of no one breaks out alone. The front cover was Stallone and Schwarzenegger just like, what's going on? And Schwarzenegger's return to filming. It was quite a good film. The only downfall of it, I thought it should have had a more menacing bad guy. Jim Caviezel, whatever you want to call him. Yes, he's brilliant in Outlander, the movie. But you could have, I don't know, they could have done something a bit more. And it's an alright movie, a little escape movie going on there as well. And, you know, it did that well that 2 sequels have been made. Now, Escape Plan 2, Hades, as it was originally titled, and Escape Plan 3, Devil's Station, is already filmed, giving a bit of a leeway between the two. Continuation of this story. Now, going back to the cover, Dave Bautista joins the cast, Schwarzenegger is gone, and Schwarzenegger was written off quite well. He could come back in the third one, you never know. It's weird because if anyone's seen this, this is almost like, it's almost got an Expendables theme to it. Stallone pretty much takes almost like a backseat at the start of this movie and lets this new generation come in, which works for the first part, but there's just so much going on. Now, first off, Stallone and Dave Bautista, it has to say, and Dave Bautista. Quick shout out for my friends Scott and Mark, because Final Score, which is just here, is heavily advertised. It's in the trailer on the movie. Obviously Dave Bautista is in there. Dave Bautista, I'm sure he's called David Bautista on the other one. Dave Bautista. Yes, I need to watch the Final Score. I will, Mark. I will, Scott. I'll watch that and I will watch The Heist. Kind of friend of mine. Don't even watch your friends' films. I don't know. Anyway, off that rant. It's a small world, basically. And Dave Bautista seems to just come in and, you know, he's on the front cover. And he's hardly in the movie. He's sort of like comes in and knowing how film works and schedules, he's basically just, you know, he's had about a week maybe to film this, jumped in, come in. And same with Stallone. I don't think Stallone was heavily involved in this movie as that he probably was with the first one. He's probably been scheduled around and then off to do other stuff, like Rambo 5. Okay, off that note. Anyway, I think the front cover's a bit misleading. Stallone on the front cover, Dave Bautista. I would have had Hades on there. Escape Plan 2 Hades. I would have had the rest of this cast because this little cast supports. There's some really good other cast in this at the start. Well, throughout the film, throughout the start. 50 Cent is in it as well, who, you know, he comes off quite good. Anyway, I've put some notes down on this. So I've got the misleading cover. Where's Arnold? Covered that a bit. Third movie already made. Covered that. Hades. Covered that bit. Poor CGI explosion. Right, the movie starts off with sort of like a new generation breakout, you know. A video being played of like hostage situations and stuff. It's pretty grim. Some of the fighting in it's really good. And then all of a sudden, one of them goes rogue to blow something up. All these algorithms and stuff. And then the CGI blows and you think, fuck. Like, I expect anything to do with Stallone, like the Bulgarian fucking Alpha crew. Not that they've got anything to do with this, I don't think. Sorry if they do, but I expect a fucking model explosion. I expect a proper explosion. I don't expect someone to go and a fucking thing blows up in the air. That just let us down. It's the same with the whole gun shooting. And the CGI blood, still not a fan of that, to squid somebody up, you know. So yeah, that was a bit of where we're going here. Great fighting, I've just covered that. There's some, like, the lead actor, who, I don't know his name. There's one of them ones where there's so many people involved in making this. So you got Hugh Rang, X-Wing Cumming, Jamie King, Jesse McCarthy, Wes Cartman, Linda Hull, Titus, and there. So some great fighting in it. Yeah, I've just put a note there. It's almost like a couple of movies thrown together. There's a scene where there's two cars, I think the Ford Mustangs or the supercars racing around like Kenny Block. You know, just for the crack for film, and really you never see who's in one of the other cars, and you think, right, okay, this is quite interesting. You know, like, so we've got a random fight, we've got a random escape, we've got a random espionage, we've got a jailbreak and a disco light. You know, it's all neon lights in there. It borrows a lot from Fortress. Christopher Lambert should have just been cast as the main bad guy in this. That's one of my notes later on. Yeah, it's a little bit like Fortress. You know, it's all like, just seems to be in a hexagon shaped room. You know, like, instead of having bars, they've all just got lights, and you know, it just borrows a lot from Fortress. What else we got on here? Borrows a lot from Fortress, neon lights. I'm ahead of myself on this one. In fact, Christopher Lambert should have been in there. Random car chase. Who's in the car? The rewards rooms. Okay, so basically this thing is people fight. And that's okay if you're going to hire some good fighters in there and get some good fight scenes, but no. You think, alright, it's going to be interesting. Handcuffed together. You know, 2-on-2. Over in seconds. So was that. It's a little bit better. Yeah, they're getting a bit better. Click, click. Yeah, shit fighting. A little bit of shit fighting. But the rewards room, it comes down from above. And they go in there and it's all like, ooh, little, you know, like that deleted scene when Scobie Weaver finds out about her daughter and the old CGI room. You think, I would not want to go in that room. I don't know, there's something very not appealing to me about that room. But yeah, I don't know if that's everyone. It's got a little bit of connections. I keep referring to it as the Tomb. You know, the Tomb. Final score trailer. Yes, it has twists and turns, but like the first, needs a better bad guy. It did. Tokyo looked amazing at the start of this movie as it jumps to Tokyo. Totally, it's random. Goes from Atlanta, Georgia to Tokyo. Jumps around a bit. And there's just this high angle shot of Tokyo. Just looks absolutely stunning. But it's probably stock footage. We are Legion. We are Legion. Again, another side of the story they should have explored a little bit more. Just like We Are Legion. He's Legion. Legion who? Yeah. End graphics, yeah. It does go out its way to give, like, you know, rather than just a black screen and all fun, it comes up with people's names. But I found it really hard. I mean, I watched it on Blu-ray, and some of the names look well weird. You know, had the faces coming in with all these graphics and these neon lights, hi Scott, and that was it, you know. Stallone. Yeah, the last thing I wrote on the notes there, a Stallone stunt double needs a haircut. Stallone can probably still go and all that, but yeah, Stallone's not going to get chucked across the room very much, you know, he's got stuff to do. But yeah, if you're going to, yeah, stunt guy's hair, it's a bit of a different haircut. But no, I'm looking forward to the third one. This did, to me, feel like a completely different film to what was established in the first, but it's obviously known that it's going to be a third. You can kind of see that they've probably went, right, 1 and 2, you know, there's building characters up, you know, like, you get Stallone, 50 Cent, you get them all in this kind of, like, commitment to do 1 and 2 together, and you just fill in the blanks, you get them when you can, kind of thing. So I just think that there's a lot going on. Car chases, gunfights, you know, people running around with masks on who, you know, are running around electrocuting people, and people are turning up in Hades just like that, and it's all disco lights, and you think, this wasn't what I was expecting. And then Batista turns up like, obviously he's like a forgotten expendable, you know, like he's got that kind of like, oh yeah, I'm back, you know, a little bit of backstory. Got some, he does come in with a really funny joke, watch out for it, when he eventually pops up in Hades and he walks past and talks about his pyjamas and his teddy bear. That's really made me laugh my head off loud. So yeah, I do recommend it. It's really cheap, and it actually is straight on Netflix, and the third one is due quite quickly, I believe. So yeah, Escape Plan is a really good film. Escape Plan 2 follows it up, you know, it follows it up. Yeah, it's worth the watch. It's just not what I expected. Thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe. Goodbye for now. I'm calling it now. He's an outtake, so that's the one I picked up. Couldn't find a slipcover like anywhere of this. It was on DVD. To say on the final score, they've come out without slipcovers, and I do have the other slipcover. The first one has that 3D cover effect. Say I bought this the day it came out back in the day. It just looks like, you know, I didn't get to see it at the pictures, but watch the third one come out and it'll be blue. The font, they'll change the font up. But they should have called it Hades. No one breaks out alone. The ultimate action team up. Okay. I've been Steve Mason. Goodbye.